Hey, beautiful soul. I don't know about you, but the sun is always shining on my side of the planet. Boom. Yeah. No, I wanted to come on here because I just love how the universe speaks to us in such miraculous ways. I mean, obviously, we're divinely guided, non-stop galop. However, there is just those moments. Today it was in my yoga class, motherfucking packed, everyone sweating. And this is this one yoga teacher. Ah, this, see, I've been going to her classes for years, and she has this like very motherly, homey feeling. I really love her classes. And today she was reading from, I think it was a tarot book, something like that. Anyway, but it was so spot on because I made a video not so long ago about how I will pin the video in this video. Oh, this is the first time I'm saying that. You guys feel it? I'm getting so much better with this YouTube stuff. Subscribe to my channel. No, anyway, so we're all laying there in Savasana. And she pulls out this book and the chapter or the little phrase that she's reading and about how important it is. And I think it was starting, are you one of those people who has been working too hard? Are you one of those people who have been pushing too hard? And I was like, there we go, universe. There we go. Because it's so true. The more that you're there in your masculine right side of the body, you're just pushing like there's no tomorrow. And hallelujah, like I grew up in that kind of frequency. And I thank my parents for the way that they have brought me up. They have raised me. They're the most incredible parents on this planet. Let's just take a moment of silence for them. However, in their reality, and that has just gifted me so much perspective because they brought contrast into my reality. So I grew up with the programming, with the mindset that like, okay, it's time to motherfucking work. And the more that we get this like bulldozer through the day, take another job, like this kind of attitude. Work more. So when this yoga teacher read this little phrase of like, are you one of those people who has been pushing too hard lately? Are you one of those people who has been working and striving and trying to push through? Then maybe it is your time to relax back. And then she was obviously painting it over to the yoga poses of maybe you don't have to push so hard anymore. However, it's just like, oh, thank you, universe. And today when I came home from yoga, I love listening to this woman called Courtney. She's coming to Bali soon. She's having a retreat or an immersion, and I'm definitely there. However, it's just listening to her on the sofa. I mean, like, it's awesome here, guys. And then having this, just I have time to fall asleep. I have time to take a nap, and I don't need to take and put an alarm anymore. I mean, like, hallelujah. This is the God's gift for the planet. I used to be in this frequency, and I know that many people are on this planet in this like go-getter kind of frequency. And I used to be afraid of sleeping, or not afraid. However, I used to feel I was failing. I was not good enough because I was resting. Let's just listen to this again. I used to feel guilty. I used to feel ashamed of myself if I was resting because then I was not productive. And it's like, what kind of frequency do you have emanating from your body? How do you think your auric field is sending signals out into the universal atmospheres corresponding with what it is that you're calling into your life when you're exhausted? It's boring, nothing's coming in because you're this gray and you're just pushing and you're in this frequency of like, like brain fog, like motherfucking everything is this like. So coming back to that story, the beautiful story, because maybe you are listening, you on the other side of the screen, I find it so fascinating. I sit here in Bali and you could be sitting in France, Haiti, Toronto, I don't know, many, many places here on the planet. But this screen, I mean, like, so maybe you are one of these beings, one of those representations of God, who channeled, journeyed through your mom's vajayjay. I mean, like, that is just like a blessing in itself. And then you came out, and then you just been motherfucking like on a go-getter. Maybe you live in a city and you're just like running. I was just in Tokyo. People were running, and I was like, "What the? They're all wearing the same clothes." I bet I was in Matrix or something. People were just like, "What are you guys running for?" What about breathing, sensing, feeling, being one with nature? I mean, like, obviously, you don't have to become a wallflower and not do anything. However, there is just such magnificent beauty in a courageous personality, a courageous way of being in this golden age that we are living in this diamond age, in this rainbow age, whatever you want to. I'm just living in all of them, like, it's very magnetic and vibrant and high vibe here where I'm living, and that's everywhere I am on the planet, So, but that takes some rest, and it takes a lot of space, because if you're all the time having meetings back to back to back to back, no. Oh my universe. Okay, back to being. I'm making a video. Back to being. Back to being serious here. Okay, now I can't even do it. Being serious. I'm soon 40, by the way. Anyway, it's really my invitation for you to take a moment of assessment, because it can be scary, hairy. It can be so scary to take a break. And I also sometimes have those sacred, silent moments. For example, when I talk to my parents and they're like, "What are you going to do for the rest of the day?" I'm like, "Nothing. I'm just being here, sensing, silently receiving the gold nuggets of the universe. I'm allowing source to channel through me in the now moment. I intend to lay on the sofa or on the bed, to incredible spots where I receive massive waves of information from the universe, from God, But those silent moments where your family is just like waiting for you to say, "Yes, I'm going to a conference." Okay, maybe they're not waiting for that, but it's just like, "Wait a second, I'm just going to take out my agenda here. It's March 2027. No, I have an appointment with the Finanzamt." It's like, no fucking way. I have the most open calendar I have in a long time. I was together with a friend yesterday, and it was incredible. I was like, let's be spontaneous. Call me whenever, because I have no plans. Like, I'm so excited to meet the husband that has a as empty calendar as me. I'm just like, people who are sending you a fucking date in 2-3 weeks. I'm like, boring. Because the universe doesn't have any room for sending you miracles, magic, divine synchronicity. There's no space for you to get your mind blown, because there is just too much to do. So if you are one of those people who has the most blocked out calendar, then dare to cancel, because deep down inside, what are you covering up? I know that we could be busy And I used to be busy. However, in my expanded way of constellating, of divinely weaving my reality, I do more in so little hours. I wake up at 6. I'm at yoga. I already did all my mantras. I read all my stuff. I'm studying at the moment. I went back to studying. It's amazing. I'm reprogramming my mind again and again and again. And it's like, wow, the new information that's coming in, but it's like repetitive phrases where I'm just saturating my mind with this whole new identity. I'm like, whoa, calm. I'm like, guys, the new chakra that's coming out, like, see us just beyond. But it's done in so, before that would have taken me, I don't know, 8 hours or something like this, but I'm compromising it, and at 9 I'm at yoga, kaboom, and then the whole day is just free, and I can sit and talk to you for 11 minutes and say all kinds of blah 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 that I have not even planned, you know. Life is good. Life is very, very good. And it is a direct holographic reflection of your consciousness, of your thoughts, your programming, your habitual patterns. Like, who are you? Do you use this one to create this one? If you want to learn that, then obviously I am an expert and a master in reality creation, because I am the reality alchemist. I mean, like, how cool is that? I can turn all kinds of nonsense into gold, and you're gonna be like, what? In 3 months, you're gonna be like, what? What is this? Like, who the fuck designed this? And it's like, you designed it. It's like, maybe you even not. I know you manifested watching me, and if you're still watching me 12 minutes in, and you feel that this woman in her in her buffo, in her football t-shirt. Oh my god! If you know me, then you know the visually. But like, oh my god, universe! I love living this life so much that I don't even know how to express it anymore with words, because words are just such a limited expression of all of this. I mean, like, come on, guys. Anyway, do less, more pauses, more naps, more space, more cosmic alignment, effortless alignment, and you will see the doors open that you never even thought could open. It's like out with the guns, you know. Sometimes lately, I put on the Star Wars soundtrack, and I'm gonna put it down below. Oh, this is the first time, snap, that I'm putting a link below. However, the soundtrack to Star Wars, I put it on and I drive on my scooter, and I'm just programming my entire reality, like ding, 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 ding. You all know the soundtrack. It's so, and it's like with the best music and my helmet, and like, and I'm just seeing myself driving through dimensions of upgrades, of timelines, of like, whoa. And I have tears running down my face because my emotions and everything is so elevated. Soundtracks and programming realities, I'm going to make another video about that. However, this was all that I had to say today, because now I'm very busy divinely designing the most epic reality of all. And I can't wait to show you guys. You are all invited into my new reality. It's pretty elevated. I've been designing it in my new course that I'm studying. Anyway, I love you guys. Have the best time of your life, because it's happening right now.